everybody. I'm Elyse Explosion, and if you're new to my channel, you may not know that I used to be a cosplayer. I say used to, formerly. It's not something I really do anymore. It's usually out of my price range. It's not something that I can dedicate the time to as much as I'd like to, but I still have a vested interest in cosplay. And one of the things that we used to kind of pride ourselves on were making wigs that looked good. And by we, I mean Karen.
Me.
Karen was really good and took a lot of very good care about our wigs. Which is why today's video is kind of going to be about, and I'm gonna lose this in like 2 seconds because it just keeps
the wig is not gonna
down.
Oh yeah, that's a wig.
This is a
Surprise.
wig. I mean,
For nobody.
For nobody, this is a wig. Cause Lord, I don't think my hair has ever been this long. But one of the things that I wanted to do was to kind of review different popular wig sources and wig sites for anybody who may be just learning, just getting involved in cosplay, or just kind of wants a resource to look back on. Now, a couple of ground rules. This is not all-encompassing. There are several wig makers out there and wig sites out there that I am not touching on because either A, the wigs they sell are not generic enough, which means that I don't think that they can be styled to suit multiple purposes. There are a lot of companies out there, like I believe the one was like the 5 Wits Wigs or 4 Wits Wigs, something like that, and they do wonderful quality wigs, but they're pre-styled for specific characters, so they don't really suit the purpose that I wanted to touch on today. I'm also not using any companies that have wigs that are more tailored toward everyday use. This is not for that. These wigs are cosplay wigs and cosplay quality wigs, which is not to say that they're lesser or bad, they're just different. Wigs that are intended for daily use are most of the time lace fronts, have a lot of work that go into them, sometimes they're even human hair. These are not that. These are all synthetic fiber. These are all synthetic fiber. Most of them are heat treatable, but this is not for people who want to wear these wigs daily. This is for people who want to use them for costume purposes exclusively. And number 3, none of these are custom made. None of these are pre-styled. This is straight out of the package onto my head. There are plenty of wig makers out there, wig stylists on Etsy. I believe you can even get some on eBay. But I am trying to be as generic as possible when it comes to wigs and wig design. For starters, when I first started cosplaying, the first wigs I ordered were off of cosplay.com. They no longer sell wigs, but I will pop in a picture of a wig that I had gotten from cosplay.com and one of the costumes that I wore with it. And I would say that it was a pretty good wig. It stood up to heat treating. It styled well. It was fine, perfectly serviceable. It did tend to get very matted. And very, very difficult to style after, even just like for me, I tend to get mats at the back of my head for wigs. I don't really know why this happens. It just does. And it was very difficult to manage. And that is something that I have found through most wigs, most types. I won't necessarily be able to vouch for most of the wigs for that. But for starters, I am currently wearing a wig from what I would say is probably the most popular wig company out there. This is an Arta Wig. So this is a Venus Silky in Scarlet. It is a 60-inch wig. This thing is 5 feet long, extremely long. I had purchased this to do a cosplay of Princess Kaku from Sailor Moon that I never got around to doing. But this was like right when the Silkies first came out. And one of the things I have to say is that no matter how long this wig is, I can still hand comb it. It is very dense. There is a lot of hair. The wig cap, I am noticing, is very small. I tend to have, my head is a little big for this, which is fine, but the wig cap itself does not, and you can see if I turn around, does not cover all of my hair. So maybe if you have like short hair, I have an issue where wig caps do not like to stay affixed to my hair. So I usually need to take extra measures to ensure that if I'm going to be wearing a wig for an extended period of time, the wig will actually stay on my head. We have done micro braids and sewn the wig into my head, and that worked. But it is not something that I recommend most people do. The quality of this is great. This is, like, I literally just took it out of the package. It is a little frazzled right now, but...
Okay, let me pull back the curtain on some of this. The first thing that happened when she brought it into this room is that it fell on the floor out of the package, directly on the carpet. And as the wig wrangler for our cosplay group, friction is the enemy of synthetic fibers. So even just getting a little bit of friction on the floor, it got a little messed up.
Yeah.
However, I was able to get it back into shape and get it on her head. The thing about a silky wig is that it's a specific fiber that is meant to cut down on static and on tangling.
Yeah, so this will clean up real nice. This was $43, I believe. Okay, so Arta has free shipping of orders over $75. Well, it did. It did before coronavirus issues happened. I don't know what they are currently, so that may be different. Your mileage may vary. But overall, I would say this is an excellent wig. Very dense, a lot of wefts, very versatile for styling. The wig cap itself, you can see it is kind of small. There are clips to keep it taut in the back. That has not always worked for me, but that does exist. But you can see how much hair is in there. There is a lot. It's dense. It's nicely rooted. And oh, I ruined it. I didn't ruin it because it's just silky. Yeah. And you can see just shaking it out a little bit has returned it to some semblance of a form. Mm-hmm. So that's the silky. So this is a Grace Classic from Arta in Ultraviolet. This was $35 with $5.27 shipping. I ordered this on March 5th. It arrived on March 12th. So about a week's worth of shipping. And oh man, this is really, like, again, it's an Arta wig, so it is very, very densely rooted. It is much curlier than I expected. I thought it was going to be a bit more long and straight, but it is nice. The wig cap is sizable. It's covering all of my hair. I can turn around and there's like no hair sticking out of the back. It is densely rooted, so to speak. There are a lot of wefts. So there's even though it is split in the back, you're not going to see wig cap through it, which is a big issue with a lot of lesser quality wigs, lower quality wigs. If you try to part them and they're not intended to be, the wig cap shows right through. This happens a lot in like Halloween wigs, which I do not have any examples of, but just trust me when I say that they're not very high quality and probably will not suit the purposes you want for anything beyond Halloween if you want to use something like that for a cosplay. Fibers are not as... It's definitely not as silky as the silky fibers. It's a bit more stiff. I can definitely feel that these would get more tangled. Yeah, that's why I'm staring at you, watching it tangle as it goes. You're not... But it's so curly and so nice. I don't usually wear curly wigs, but I really like this purple. It's a really nice color. And can you toss me the wig ring, please? Now, this is a big selling point for Arta. Yeah, a big selling point for Arta is that, and I don't know how accurate this still is, but at one point, this was an example of all of the colors that Arta had available. So this is an example of the Arta wig color ring. And these are all of the various colors that Arta comes in. And for example, this is the ultraviolet that matches with my hair. this was a big selling point, and one of the reasons why I became like an Arta diehard is because if I were working on a costume and I wanted to match a wig to it, I could just pull this out and go right ahead and find something like, oh, okay, this one is pretty close to my natural hair, or
natural hair.
Or, you know, like this one would be good for Queen Beryl, and I think this is actually the color that I used for my Queen Beryl.
It may well be, yeah.
But it was so easy to make selections based on this and not just randomly guess by buying on the internet. You had the ability to have a, like, true color in front of you, and that was great. Oh, this would have been a really good color for Wicked Lady, actually. Anyway, that's Arta. I'm naming them first because I like them the best. Now, these next 3 wigs, I have not tried these companies before, but they came highly recommended from friends on Twitter, friends on Facebook, friends who still actively cosplay. So, alright, this next wig, this is from Epic Cosplay Wigs, which I have heard is basically like the next, like, it goes one for one with Arta at times. It's very, very popular. They tend to have a lot of wigs that are easily styled into current characters, and their color palettes reflect that. This is a Hera in light blue mix. It was $29.39 with free shipping. I ordered it on March 4th and it arrived on March 10th. So it's actually, I don't really like the fibers as much. The fibers are a lot more, like, it feels a lot more plasticky. Like, it feels faker. Like, obviously these are all fake, but it's more stiff. There's no real life to it. I don't feel like it would style well. I feel like this wig would not be easily styled as you would normal hair. This would probably be better for big constructed wigs, things that require glue and stiffness and foam pieces to build around. It's not particularly soft. It looks fine. It's a nice color. I do like the color blending. I've had this on for like maybe a minute and it's already tangling on me. So that's great. I don't think this is as high quality as Arta. Sorry, I'm just saying it. If it's one that you feel that you might benefit from, sure. It's rooted very well. I'm gonna flip around so you can see the back.
We are seeing some bits of the wig cap.
Yeah, there is some wig cap showing through, but this is not meant to be a parted wig. This is meant to be just like a, you know, wear behind me, I guess, kind of wig. But I hate this. This is the worst.
Well, that's supposed to be cut off.
I know, but it's still the worst. I am also like tangled in hair. It's shedding more than I usually notice. It's nice. I like the color. I'm sure I'll find something to do with it, but I don't know. I guess I give this like a 6 out of 10. Alright, I give like the Arta Silky like a 10 out of 10. Arta Classic maybe like an 8 out of 10 just because of the tangling issue. This is sitting at like a 6 out of 10 right now. It's not bad. It's definitely usable. And the wig cap, here we go. I'm gonna make sure it doesn't get stuck in my hair. There are no combs in here. There are clips, and it is kind of laced. The straps are here. They can be pinched and tied and whatever needs to happen. But it feels kind of cheap for $30.
It's very pretty. It reminds me of a very cheap wig that I have on a chair downstairs.
It does pick up light nicely. It does have kind of like a natural sort of sheen to it, not too fake. And I will say the color blending is really nice. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this is a nice combination of several different blues and not just one or the other. I think this type of wig would hold up very well to extreme styling. Whether you wanted to like build large curls onto it or other large constructed pieces. I think that it would work for that purpose. But ultimately, I'm gonna go 6 out of 10 on this one. Not my favorite wig that I've ever worn. These are 2 wigs that I purchased on Amazon from sellers that specialize in wigs. So this first one, this is the Another Me wig. And they... they actually threw in wig caps, which is not something that I was expecting, which is kind of neat. This is the multicolored wavy wig in ice cream. It was $18.99 with Amazon Prime, free 2-day shipping. I ordered this on the 5th of March and it arrived on the 7th. So if you need something with a quick turnaround time, that might be something to take into consideration. Let's see if I can get this open. All right. I'm not great with bangs, so I don't know if this wig particularly is either.
It's not bad, but it's not good.
Yeah, so this is, you can tell that like the color mixing is interesting. The color blending is again interesting.
I think it's just done by sewing wefts at different lengths. Yeah.
It is. I don't know if this would stand up to heat treatment.
I wouldn't
try. It was like $19 on Amazon. The wig cap fits very nicely, surprisingly. And it is pretty, I would say it's fairly densely rooted. Like I can turn around and you're not gonna see too much cap.
You also don't have like any hair left in the back though.
I really like the color on this one. So the styling on this one, not great initially. It could be worked with. The fibers are very, very matted already, and I just took it out of the bag. As far as the wig cap goes, it's not too bad. You can kind of see it's got the same sort of wefting pattern. It actually does have a decent amount of wefts in it, which I wasn't expecting.
But you can see, especially around the crown of the head, there's a lot less.
Yeah, like, it looks like what they're doing is that they're just sewing in wefts of different lengths. Because there's, like, right here, it just stops. And I wonder if that is to get the, you know, quote-unquote ice cream effect. But I'd say it could work, depending on what you want to use it for. This might be a nice, like, Lolita-style wig.
I think that's the intended use.
One that you could put, like, hair accessories on or sew into, maybe like a Decora style. But I would not necessarily recommend this for, like, heavy styling or major, like, wig work.
I would not attempt heat styling on that.
No, would absolutely not heat style this whatsoever. Yeah, it basically says, do not use blow dryers or curling irons on this one. So basically, if it can't take hairdryer heat, it's probably going to melt if you attempt to do that. It says to dry in the sun if you choose to wash it, which is very interesting. But I will say, this is the first wig that came with any sort of care instructions.
So that is a major point in their favor.
That is a point in their favor.
I will say.
This is not particularly for, like, constructing wigs use. This is more like you want to throw it on to match, like, your Lolita cord, or you're going to the rave or something like that and just want something fun. Kawaii. It's very cute, very kawaii or whatever. And it also is very $18. So if you are under financial restrictions, that might be a good thing to look into.
And you know what? I think for $18 compared to the $30 we spent at Epic Cosplay,
it was a little longer, but it felt about the same. And last, we have, this is the COSIMA Wig. This brand came very highly recommended from a friend who wears wigs daily use. So that might be something different. Oh wow, this came with a lot of shit. This is a lot smaller than I expected it to be. So there is an instruction manual, which is not something that I expected. So this is kind of cool. Yeah, keep your wig away from heat. So this one is not heat, would not hold up to heat styling.
Wigs like that can be boiled if you want to put curls in them, but it
also came with a branded wig cap, which cool. But everything fits in this little tiny pouch. So let's see what this one is all about. This is a COSIMA wig. This was $18.99 on Amazon Prime. This is the long straight ombre synthetic in mint green. I ordered this on the 5th of March and it arrived on the 7th because Amazon Prime 2-day shipping. And this is a surprisingly nice wig. I picked this colorway specifically because it was going to stand out. Not necessarily because I think that it would be applicable to many cosplay characters in that sense, but they did have a nice variety of wigs in different colors, natural and on the more rainbow spectrum of things. But I wanted this one because I took one look at it, I'm like, that's gorgeous. The hair is super nice and super, like, easily combed. Like, I am not having any difficulty with the hair combing. It's not heat treatable, and it does say that it actually does come with a little, like, pamphlet that lets you know how to clean it, how to care for it, and all kinds of other stuff, which is really, really nice. I would not treat this with heat. That would probably be terrible.
They do say keep it away from the heat.
Yeah, they say keep it away from the heat. But I really like the way that this fits. Like, the wig cap is not small, but tight. There are combs so that it'll help stay in place. There is the elastic in the back to keep it in place. I didn't really put it on too good, so like you can see, I've got like my hair sticking out all over the place. But if I took a little bit more care to actually put this one on properly, this would be a really nice wig. I would definitely recommend this for the price point. This, compared to the Another Me wig, this is like leagues better for the same price point. So I'm going to say if Amazon is your affordability range, go for the COSIMA over the Another Me. This is awesome and I highly recommend it, and I kind of don't want to take it off right now.
You can end the video with that.
Oh wait,
on.
no, I can't because I wanted to show you guys what the inside looked like if I could get it off. Comb.
The combs make it so much more secure.
Yeah. So
this
as you can
wig
see,
is made by people who know you intend to wear it.
yeah. So there is a comb on both sides of the front and in the back to help stick it in. The wig itself, like you can see, the wig cap is durable, so I'm not gonna like stick my hand through it like I was doing with pretty much all of the others. It is lacy, it is center parted, it is parted nicely, and like it's holding up. This is actually holding up there closely to the silky. I wouldn't say
we haven't dropped this one on the floor yet.
But I haven't dropped this one on the floor, and I wouldn't say that this is necessarily like the highest quality, but it is certainly much better quality than I expected for $19. So I'm gonna give this one an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for like a 5 out of 10 for the Another Me. This one I would recommend, and wow, I love that minty color. That is really cute. Like, if I weren't so committed to the pink, I would consider kind of minty. I think that's going to do it for this video. If you guys have any more questions about cosplay wigs, if you want to know any more details on things I didn't cover, I tried to keep this brief, but if you want any more details on any of the wigs that I covered today, do let me know. I will list the sellers in the description so that you guys can check them out for yourself. But I think that's going to do it for today's video. If you're interested in more cosplay behind the scenes videos, I will be linking my cosplay contacts for prescription glasses wearers at the end of this video. My social media links are in the description below. If you would like to see more from this channel, hit that little subscribe button. We are chugging along on our way to 1,000 subscribers. We're getting there. When I get there, I gotta do something stupid. So if you want to stick around and see me do something stupid, I'd love to have you. Click the little bell, because if you want to stay in the know, the bell's the way to go. Likes and comments, let me know to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'll see you in the next video. Later!